Namaste, beautiful beings. Welcome to 365 Days of Healing. Who is going through Ascension symptoms? Perhaps it's a term that you haven't heard of before, yet it is so real because as you upgrade in terms of your 2-strand DNA operating system coming online into a 12-strand DNA operating system, your 7 chakras are activating into the full 12 chakras. We've actually got another 5 chakras that sit outside of the physical body. And also that will plug you into the 12 dimensions of consciousness. So big processes are happening. There's a photon belt surrounding beautiful Mother Earth at the moment, sending in all sorts of cosmic rays, gamma rays, really heightened vibrational energy is coming into the planet. It's gridding through these song lines, or dragon lines, we might call them, of beautiful Earth. And of course, as Earth's inhabitants, we are receiving those same codes. We are receiving that same photonic or golden light, and it comes through our energy map. So you can think of our meridian system as the same as the song lines in the Earth grid. So it's very, very powerful. And so it's our energy body then that's receiving this upgrade. And really, if you consider who we actually are, we are energy beings. We're not solid beings at all. We're simply atoms vibrating. We are energy. So when energy goes from a offline to online status, or it goes from a dormant to active status, other terms that we use, we're moving from carbon into crystalline, lead into gold. This is the process that's happening at the moment. We talk about ascension a lot, and in fact, it's a two-way street. So ascend means to rise up, but we can only rise up if we anchor down. So really the energy goes in both ways. And all of divinity is a paradox. It teaches us just that. You think about yin and yang, night and day, light and dark, anchor and ascend. It's the same process. So Mother Earth, Father Sky, you are the holy conduit. You are the receiver of that highest photonic God light, goddess light, love light. So, of course, as you upgrade, you're going to have this overwhelming sensation at times of fatigue, headaches, migraines, particularly that kind of pressure in behind the eyes is something that's very, very common as you go through this ascension process. You can have, of course, unexplainable emotion because you're dredging up aspects of your past that need integrating and alchemizing. And so you can have overwhelming emotions. You can have memories of your past lives. You can also have a sense of a future timeline or a galactic self, particularly as you start plugging your DNA as it upgrades into the 12 dimensions of consciousness. Part of your higher dimensional self is a galactic being. So you will have this connection to star home, star family. You'll be receiving information. So it comes in via light, and the DNA decodes the light as information, as knowledge, as wisdom, as awareness. And then you emit those codes, that frequency, out into the Earth grid, into the 3rd dimensional matrix, we might call it. And so people who are light workers or are star seeds from the family of light, these are great terms to describe who you are. If you're listening to this video, that is who you are. And so your job really is to just shimmer and shine your light. You don't always have to do something. It's a 3rd dimensional construct that you've got to be working or doing. In fact, your power, your true power, lies in emitting your frequency, emitting your light. So what else can be going on as we go through the ascension symptoms? We can have various aches or pains in the body. We can often feel like we've got a flu coming on or a cold coming on, because that would be showing us as a detox happening in the body. A cold or a flu is just that. It's just a detox. It's not a negative process at all. It's a wonderful process because it shakes off and out of the cells what's no longer serving your highest good, so that you're clear then to take in more of that photonic light. Now, it is a balancing act as you go through the ascension pathway. You need to stay absolutely grounded. You don't want to ever feel that you've got to get somewhere at any time. Everything happens in its its natural pace and rhythm. And as long as you get sufficient rest, in fact, whilst you're feeling a big surge of energy coming through, rest more, sleep as much as you need to, remove guilt about sleeping, even if you need to sleep all day. And just be gentle with yourself. Lots of nourishing, nurturing kind of practices. You want to be having as much raw food, organic food as possible. That'll increase the light codes. But equally, if you sense that you just need very deep grounding, have some warmed food, maybe a good soup, something with hearty root vegetables, because those vegetables are grown in the ground, so they ground you. Hug trees, those sorts of things to keep yourself grounded. Be very kind. Just be very vigilant of the thoughts that you're having about yourself. Never chastise yourself. There's nothing wrong with you. In fact, what's happening to you is so powerful, so potent, so beautiful. There needs to be a happy dance going on every day, knowing that you're going through this process, knowing that you have come here to support this earth ascension and your own personal ascension, as well as the ascension of those who choose it at this time. So you are part of the family of light. And for that, I want to say thank you, because in order to have chosen this particular role at this particular time means that you've had many, many lifetimes on Earth. You've figured out what Earth is about. You've figured out what the third dimension is about. You've figured out what energy is about. You've understood where dark energy leads, and you've made a very conscious, activated choice that you work for the light, that you are here as a loving being, that you are here to support only love and only the movement back to wholeness, back to the Godhead, which is the loving, joyous, peaceful, omnipotent self. That is the journey that we're on. As we evolve, the whole stream of consciousness, including all those dark players, they evolve as well. So what we need to do is not get caught up in how to fix anything outside of ourselves, but rather continue to heal, transcend our own pain and trauma, to release any ancestral connections that are dragging us down, or thought forms that are dragging us down. Continue on that ascension path, surely, firmly, yet gently, and just accept that ascension symptoms are not something that you're having to endure as a punishment. Rather, they're sent as really a sign. I see them as a sign that something really is working. It's all natural. It's all organic. There's nothing going into your body that's not organic. This is symptomatic of powerful, energetic upgrade. So enjoy your ascension, my darling. There's so many of us that are on this pathway at the moment. Reach out to each other, support each other's journey. Normalize everything, particularly if you're having a lot of galactic connection. Many people do feel that, well, I'm starting to lose it here. Don't get caught up in how things ought to be, how you've been conditioned things ought to be from the third dimensional programming. Rather, just stay in the mystical, magical realm. Welcome in that communication with benevolent, unseen beings. We're energy, they're energy. They're here to help, and let's all together go on that ascension journey. It is time. Mother Earth is going whether we like it or not, and we'll see you in the fifth dimension. Mwah. Namaste.